The first time I saw her, she was dying. It was deep in the forest, under the silver shimmer of 2 moons. I had been tracking a strange signal that crashed near the outskirts of the valley, a pulse that came from the stars and shattered the silence of the night. Smoke coiled through the trees, and the air buzzed with static. When I reached the clearing, I found her. Half human, half wolf, her fur shimmering faintly with bioluminescent markings. Her breathing was ragged. Blood, a strange shade of dark violet, pooled around her claws. She looked more celestial than beastly, her eyes glowing amber like molten suns. She tried to growl, but her voice came out in broken human syllables. "Go away." I should have listened. I was just a field engineer, not a hero. But something in those eyes, fear, pain, or maybe the raw will to live, pulled me forward. "You're bleeding out," I said, kneeling. "Let me help." Her gaze softened for a second. Then she whispered, "No, you can't. Human blood, dangerous." I didn't understand what she meant until I saw the deep wound on her side, clawed open as if she had fought something bigger, stronger. My medical kit was useless. Her biology wasn't human, but something told me instinctively. Life was slipping away. So I did the unthinkable. I pulled out my emergency transfusion pack, a compact field device that could process and exchange blood between species, though it wasn't designed for aliens. I connected the line, pressed the activation switch, and let my blood flow into her. Her body convulsed. Her claws scraped the soil, her eyes blazing brighter and brighter until the device overloaded and died with a sharp spark. Then silence. Her breathing steadied. Her glow dimmed to a gentle pulse. And then she looked at me, really looked at me, and whispered, "Why would you give your blood to a monster?" "Because you didn't deserve to die alone," I said softly. She passed out before she could reply. When she woke, dawn had painted the forest gold. I'd stayed awake all night, keeping the fire alive. She sat up slowly, her silver hair cascading over her shoulders. The wound had closed almost completely, healed in less than 6 hours. "I thought you'd eat me," I said, half joking. Her ears twitched. "You smell strange now. Like me." Froze. "What?" She tilted her head, nose twitching. "My kind bond through blood. You gave me yours. Now we're linked." My stomach dropped. "Linked how?" She just smiled, a small, predatory curl of her lips. "You'll see." Over the next few days I learned her name, Lyra. She came from a planet called Fenrath, where her people were warriors. Half wolf, half humanoid, bound by lunar cycles. Her ship had been attacked by hunters who wanted her genetic essence, a source of immense regenerative power. She barely escaped crashing here. She healed fast, faster than anything I'd ever seen. But what startled me most wasn't her recovery. It was her behavior. She followed me everywhere. When I went to gather water, she followed. When I built a fire, she sat beside it, tail flicking lazily. When I tried to leave the camp to contact base, she blocked my way. "You're mine now," she said one evening, voice calm but firm. "My blood runs in you, and yours runs in me." I tried to reason with her. "You can't just claim someone like that. That's not how things work here." She tilted her head. "Then how do they work?" "I don't know. Mutual respect, freedom." Her gaze softened. "Then stay because you want to. Not because you must." The way she said it, so quietly, almost shyly, cut through my fear. For the first time I saw past the claws and fangs. She wasn't some creature trying to own me. She was lost, alone. That night, under the twin moons, she told me the truth of her bond. When a Fenrathi shares blood with another, the link can't be broken. We feel each other's pain, sense danger, even share dreams. It's not ownership, it's survival. We don't live long without connection. Her voice trembled on that last word. I realized she hadn't just been protecting me. She was afraid of being alone again. Days turned to weeks. The forest became our home. I built her a shelter from ship debris. She hunted, I repaired tech, and together we learned how to live between worlds. But one night I woke up gasping, pain searing through my chest that wasn't mine. Lyra was gone. Through the bond I could feel her running, hurt, desperate. I grabbed my pack and followed the pulse in my veins, sprinting through the forest until I reached a clearing lit by cold moonlight. Hunters. Human ones this time. Corporate mercs sent to salvage alien tech. They had her in a trap, energy nets crackling against her fur. Without thinking, I charged in. The fight was chaos. Plasma bolts, roars, firelight. When one of them aimed at her, I threw myself in front of the shot. The blast hit my shoulder, but before I could collapse, Lyra broke free, eyes blazing with feral fury. She tore through the traps, took down the attackers, and when the last one fled, she fell to her knees beside me. "Why?" she asked, echoing the same question from that first night. "Why would you bleed for me again?" I smiled weakly. "Because I guess I'm linked to you now too." She pressed her forehead to mine. "Then you're never alone." "Not anymore." Weeks later, we finally left the valley together. The forest was silent behind us, the stars waiting ahead. I still bear the mark on my arm, a faint silver line that glows when she's near. I don't know what the future holds. But I know this. When I gave my blood to an alien werewolf girl, I didn't just save her life. I found someone who refused to let me face the universe alone. And somehow that feels like the best decision I ever made. Lyra knelt beside me, trembling, her claws slick with the blood of the men who had tried to take her. The cold light of the moons caught the tears in her eyes, liquid silver that slid down her cheeks. "Why would you do that?" she whispered, voice breaking. "You could have died." I forced a weak smile, wincing as the pain in my shoulder pulsed. "Because you're my friend. Because I couldn't lose you." Something in her gaze changed then, something soft, raw, and ancient. She touched my wound gently, and her hand began to glow. The light spread through me, warm and fierce, burning away the pain. When it faded, the injury was gone. Our bond pulsed stronger than ever. I could feel her heartbeat inside my chest, steady and wild. "I told you," she murmured, leaning closer. "Our blood is one now. Where you go, I go." The forest was silent again. The mercs had fled. The fire crackled softly beside us. She looked up at the stars, eyes reflecting them like tiny suns. "My people always believed the bond was sacred," she said quietly. "But now I understand it's more than survival. It's trust." I took her hand. "Then let's survive together." She smiled, faintly showing her sharp teeth. "Together," she echoed. Weeks later, when her repaired ship finally hummed to life, she didn't leave. Instead, she turned to me, tail flicking with amusement. "Come with me," she said. "You gave me your blood. The least I can do is show you my world." I looked once more at the forest we'd shared, and then at her glowing eyes. I took her hand. "Lead the way, Lyra." And as the ship rose toward the twin moons, I realized I'd already made my choice.